Congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
I mean, this has been so wildly successful, but I've been asking all the guys, when you go back to the beginning and you got the scripts and everything from the first instant, did you see it ever becoming what it was, or was it just...
For me it was different, because I was in at the fifth, so I'm a newbie. So I knew exactly what it was. And I had this thing where I had, when I just was in my third year at drama school, I got a phone call from my agent saying, do you want to do one line in Downton? I was like, absolutely yes, I'll do one line. I think it was just coming in and going, your carriage is here or whatever. And my agent at the time was like, no, I don't think you should, just in case there's another part in the future that might come up. And I was like, that's ridiculous, never going to get it. And then like a year later, because I turned that down a year later, the script came in for Andy. So I think like how lucky that was to have that kind of, to be able to do the 2 series and then come and do the film, to join the kind of train of success of the show properly, has been insane. I was well aware it was huge though. It was quite daunting first day on set.
Yeah, I was saying to the guys that because of the amount of cast, it's like its own like cinematic universe in its own little, so many characters and so many storylines, and the way that
it's like the Marvel universe.
It is, yeah, in strange way.
It's like Avengers Assemble.
People on that poster. It's like Avengers Endgame or something.
Yeah.
But
less stunts.
Less stunts.
Well, fractionally.
Scalding tea and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, coming into the film, I mean, were you surprised with how the kind of character arc has gone over the years, that he's become, that he's had so much to do and he's gone into different...
Yeah, like you never know when you... I mean, my first episode coming in was down in London, like gambling and like a bit more Peaky Blinders than, Downton. It was kind of a bit rough around the edges. And then he sort of came and luckily he was asked to join the house. But the thing like being illiterate, that came as a shock. In the 6th series, I had to retrack whether I'd been reading the paper and any backs of any other scenes previously, because I had no idea that Julian would go, he now can't read, and we'll have to explore that for a bit. That's kind of the great thing about it, you get a script that falls down in front of you and you don't have any clue where your character's going to go. And with this film, I felt really lucky that my character had a really lovely journey through it, and you see more of him and his relationship with Daisy.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it's a very kind of a juggling act because there's so many characters, but the way it pays off and the way that they all kind of get their arcs and they get their stories, particularly in the movie when you only have 2 hours. I mean, you must be delighted that it's worked out so well.
Yeah, I think as well to have 20 actors that feel happy with it at the end of it or feel engaged with it at the start. That's the talent that Julian has, is to keep them all balanced and to feel like for an audience you get to see enough of the loved characters and for actors that they get to have enough to engage with dramatically.
Yeah. When was the idea first floated about the film? Were you aware of it kind of when you went into it, or was it?
No, like Kev said, someone said today that it was like the 2nd series, but I had no idea about it. I had no idea about it until like Julian started talking about it in the press, and then he'd sort of talk about it in a sort of secret way, and then he was very, as the months went on, he was very much like, yeah, we're gonna do it. So that's really how I was hearing that it was happening, and then fortunately Andy's still in the house when it happens.
Yeah, and also I guess because the show's been so successful, when you come to a movie, there's so much expectation about what's going to happen and everything else. I mean, do you guys feel that on the set, or is it just as long as we tell the best story we possibly can, hopefully everything else will kind of take care of itself?
Yeah, I think you're aware that it's going to be big. I think it's a lot of responsibility because people are going to want to watch it, but then you need to like do it justice, and there needs to be a reason to make the film. Like, why do we need to stretch it onto the big screen? I think that's what the King and Queen coming to Downton does. It gives us a reason, justifies us going back to these characters to see where they are. And it also means we have to do it on the bigger screen because everything is that much more on a bigger scale. The King's troop coming in and the big parade and everything. It justifies that shift to the big screen.
Yeah. I was talking to the guys as well about you've had some great guest stars over the years, and ranging from George Clooney in the specials to other people in between. And I've said to them, if you go and do another movie, is there someone you would pluck out for your own kind of personal reasons, someone to come in and say, oh, if we get this person, that would be pretty cool. Is there one from you that you could pluck out from anywhere?
I mean, how can Joaquin Phoenix get in Downton Abbey? How can we do that?
Find a way.
Joaquin Phoenix or Phoebe Waller-Bridge?
See, she's quite easy to get, surely.
She'd be really good.
Yeah, she would be really good. A lot of the other room said Meryl Streep.
Oh, really? Oh, man, that'd be insane. But that's what it's like with Imelda coming in. Like, I saw Imelda in Gypsy like, you know, a year ago or so, and she's just so brilliant. I was like, we've had that with this film, you know. Imelda's up there with Meryl Streep for me, you know. It's like those sort of characters. That's what's so amazing about it, is that you feel really reassured that actors are wanting to come into it with all their ability and their experience, and they still feel like there's something in it for them to get out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was saying that George Clooney came on like a 3-hour, in between 2 flights or something. He just came over.
Did he?
Was like, yeah, I'll come over.
I missed that. I'm really gutted I missed that. It was a really good selfie of George Clooney.
For you as an actor, I can imagine that this is a good platform. I mean, has this given you the confidence to maybe go for roles that you maybe wouldn't have ever dreamt to going for, or has it given you confidence going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's, you know, it's what you dream about doing. I really hope that, because this film, you know, can then see scripts that are for really exciting parts, and you never know where it's going to go opportunity-wise. I don't know, but as long as there's the chance to read for exciting characters and get more into that world, it would be great. I'd love to just do films all the time.
Do you have a dream role somewhere that you'd love to, or love any filmmakers or anything you'd like to?
I'd like to do biopics. I'd like to do a biopic of Bob Dylan. Some like. That's why I love Joaquin Phoenix, and like Michael Sheen, and that's the sort of actor I'd like to be. I'd like to be doing the stuff that's like not an impression, but like a biopic of someone from history or musician, or, you know, Walk the Line is one of my favourite films. So.
Yeah, apparently he's good as a Joker as well.
I know, that's supposed to be amazing. I can't wait to see that film. It's such a good. It's a far cry from Bow Ties and Quail's Eggs.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks. Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey